Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 31 episode 7. In the previous episode we put in a death row, or rather we finalised the death row facility by putting in the execution room, which is something that is always going to be a bit of a not a sore topic, but it's always going to be a bit of an edgy topic with people and stuff. Some people will just look at it and go, yay, just pull the trigger and press the button and woo, people are going to get killed. Yeah, that's sort of the point. That's why it's a little bit of a dodgy topic. Either way, I have put it in, and I'm just putting some more chairs in here because you do actually need chairs in there, not what I've got in there. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a double jail door in the centre and move it around. Yeah, you actually need chairs in there, not benches, which I had originally, so we'll just change it around a bit. There we go, that looks a bit better. Yes, finally. And then we'll dismantle that door, and then we can sort it out. Right, so I'm just going to stop it for a moment, because I need to check something. We have a couple of prisoners arriving in a second. I say I've stopped it, but it didn't stop. There we go. 39 prisoners out of 40. We do need to get some more prisoners. We need to get one more, and then that fills us up there. Then we also need to get some death row inmates, which I don't think we can have yet. No, death row is open, as you can see, but there's none available, so that'll probably be the next day, because it sort of cycles every day or so. In this episode, we will be pretty much continuing along the just continuing along our build plan, which for the most part is complete, but there's a couple of changes to do, but mainly things like the flooring and things like that to actually put in. We might even get onto expanding the prison, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. So let's just speed up to max speed. This is, after all, a high-risk facility, but we've not really had any problems with it. We just need to check our deployment for a moment. Just guard patrols. Yes, we do definitely have guard patrols around there, which is what I wanted to check, which is fine. That's all good. And then we just need to sort out this here, which, as you can see, is a little bit problematic because there's some guy trying to dismantle that door, but it's the big lump of rubble that's in here. This has been called the Green Mile for obvious reasons, because it is basically the long walk towards the execution room, which is what I wanted to put in originally. That's the whole point, the reason why it is like it is. Some people have been saying it's a bit bad, it's a bit cruel for excuse me, for me to have them walk along the Green Mile to parole, which isn't the case, actually. Look, you get to parole there. So I don't know what those people are on about saying that. You don't have to go through this to get to the parole room. Anyway, we need to probably put another common room in there. That was one of the plans. We really do, though, need to get some automatic doors. I don't know why I said automatic, like automatic doors. We definitely need some automatic doors. We need to put them in, so we'll probably get on with that this episode. I think we'll do it now. We might as well do it now because there's nothing else we really need to do. So door servo, I don't know why, for whatever reason, the game is running like an absolute bag of shite. Well, let's put some automatic doors in places, and I think we don't really need automatic doors at the front there. We don't really need them there at all. Definitely need one there. Definitely need one here. And around about this area here. These we shouldn't really need, but I'm going to put them in nonetheless, just to allow the the workmen to quickly go around and such. That's going to be the reason why we do that. Anything else? I don't really want to have too many automatic doors, you see, and I think that will do. I think that will do. I mean, most of the prisons that I make... Oh, there's some people actually working out. Look at that. Yeah. Pumping the iron. Yeah. I normally have, or at least as of late, all the prisons I've made have pretty much doors throughout the entire area that are completely automatic and will open and close without any problems at all. But I am not, and I don't think we really need all of the doors to be automatic. I don't really think we need that at all. Right, what we do need though is an automatic door. Well, we need a door controller, don't we? So let's just go to our logistics. No. Utilities, and then door control, and we'll shove a door control there. Job done, and then that should allow us to connect up all of these doors. Obviously, we're not going to have many. Well, you've seen the amount of controllers we've got, so we don't really need a lot of them. We have that one as I'm sure I connected one up there. Did I order one there? I thought I did. I'll put one in there. There we go. That's automatically open, which is, you know, not good. I do want to close that. For the most part, this prison has worked out actually really well. We've not really had any problems with it at all. One of the things we do have a little bit of a problem with is this here. This is our laundry, and I don't know whether the janitors are actually doing it or not. I know that janitors used to do it now and again, but I don't know whether it's been changed and such. I haven't really checked the change log, and obviously we don't really have any other places for the prisoners to work, so that is problematic. What I might do, the reason why I have this the laundry as staff only is because I didn't want the prisoners to work anywhere with them being super high risk, or no, they're not super max, but they're just high risk. I didn't want them around sort of chemicals and stuff, which you can get. And I think you can get chemicals in the laundry. Actually, let's just go to intelligence and information. Actually, no, dangers. Oh, there's no dangers in the laundry. Oh, well, that changes things. What I'll do then, I'll go to foundation, then building concrete, and I'll make that indoors. The reason I put this little atrium here is because I didn't want we had a well, I think you saw in one of the episodes where prisoners were hanging around here and were just sort of sitting there waiting for contraband to be flung in, because that's the only place you can have it flung in. But if I fix the problem, let me just turn that intake off before I forget, because otherwise we'll over egg this place. If I had this area not indoors or not sectioned off, it means they could come in there and loads of stuff gets flung in. But by putting it indoors, we should hopefully fix that. Although there's still one little bit to one bit of foundation to get placed. Yet nobody's coming to place it. Are they coming to place it? Yes, they are. There we go. And then that will become indoors, like so. And then we will just need to not bulldoze, but just demolish that wall there, and that wall there. There's all that sorted. And then, if we really wanted to, what we could do is have that as a cleaning cupboard. So you have to go through a cleaning cupboard to get through to the laundry. Then there's the whole chemical thing, which is a little bit, you know, that is problematic. But I don't know. I always said that I don't want prisoners working in here, but there's a certain limit really that you just, you know, you have to just go, yeah, you know what, maybe it's just inevitable that we will have some of them work. So we'll just have the laundry as not staff only, and we'll go to jobs, which will be in logistics, and then we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 12 prisoners working there. There we are. That's more than enough, so that's fine. However, we still will have a problem up the top here, because the with this being death row only, which should be death row only, now it is death row only. This thing here, it's been death row only. That grey doesn't look. You can hardly tell the difference. I mean, there is a subtle difference, but it's like battleship grey versus like battleship grey versus military grey. It's that age-old problem. Yeah. Anyway, so that's now. Oh, there we go. Look, there is the janitor actually doing the job of placing the uniforms on the beds. That's what we wanted, right? But obviously now we're going to have prisoners working in the laundry, and hopefully they'll get that sorted. What I'll do is I'll just keep an eye on it and make sure that it doesn't go a bit dodgy. Oh, here we go. There is one death row inmate now available. So I'm going to take one and say 1 death row. We're going to get 1 death row inmate. Whew, okay. Who's it going to be? Are we going to get some psychotic murderer? Are we going to get someone's committed multiple homicides? There's any amount. There's all sorts. We have no idea what we're going to get. It's basically the Hannibal Lecter type people. It could be all the way up to that. It could be a legendary prisoner and absolutely well over the top. We have no idea. We'll just wait and see. So, one thing I want to do before they get here is go to a bit of the old grants and see what grants we can get. Education reform program, nutritional research, crackdown on drugs, we'll get that. We'll go for a tool cleanup, and then we'll go for, we could do a nutritional research, which, single quantity meal for low variety for 2 days, and then high variety, high quality meal for 2 days. We could do that. I think we'll leave it for now because our death row inmate is turning up. So, Who are we going to find? Who we're going to get? There we are. Alex Marewood. Sentenced to 25 years for multiple crimes including murder, attempted murder and armed robbery. No family. Murder, attempted murder, armed robbery, murder and attempted murder. Likelihood of clemency is 39%. So, oh, he's a skilled fighter as well. So that's, I mean, I'm not going to say that's good, because obviously that is not good, right? I mean, I know I'm judging a little bit here, but if you committed 2 murders, 2 attempted murders and armed robbery, we're probably not going to be friends. Let's just put it that way. So, either way, that is not a legendary prisoner, but it's still a very, very bad prisoner. Again, don't want to judge and all that, but still, he's going to be, you know, shake him down and stuff, and then I like that. Look, the bin is actually getting used to put all of the big, dirty uniforms in. Nice. Yeah, so, he's going to get searched, and then he's going to get taken directly to death row. And get, I was going to say stored in there. However, we do not want to sentence anyone to death if we can sort of avoid it. Or rather, it's not about avoidance, it's about making sure to the best of our ability that, you know, what we're doing is, again, I can't say right because it's, you know, that's subjective about whether you actually, you know, there's a whole, you know, discussion about whether capital punishment actually works and, you know, all that sort of thing. Either way, we don't want to say, you know, we don't want to certainly sentence someone to death if he is in fact not guilty of those crimes. So we have death row appeal. So we start death row appeal, which goes on between 6 and 10, and there's only 1 in the queue because obviously we've only got 1 prison at the moment. I can increase that if we need to. And what will happen is they'll just sit there and we will have a little chat, and because of the likelihood of clemency that every prisoner has, there's a chance that they will actually be reduced from death row and then put towards max sec or something like that. We have a little bit of a problem though, because we don't yet have, or rather we do have, a completely full prison now. Prison's full up, right? So we got 40 prisoners can be held in there. We've got 40 prisoners. We can have 5 held in there, 6 held in there, but obviously if they're downgraded, then they don't go there. They go in there, which is full. So what we'll have to do is put them into these cells here, which I believe I've put to, yes, they are supermax only. So that's a supermax area back there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, there's our prisoner. Where is he? Can't find it. There we go. Getting escorted to the cell. And they will stay there for the remainder of their incarceration. Unless either we execute them or they get paroled, or they go to parole. They don't get paroled. They go to parole and then get downgraded to supermax or high risk or whatever we deem necessary. So he will sit there in that cell for the remainder of his tenure. Right, okay, so crack down on drugs, find 10 illegal narcotics, gives us 15 grand. Tool cleanup, remove the supply of stolen tools, which is 20 grand as well, which is good because we are running out of money. This prison actually makes us a loss. It's one of the only prisons that I've made that actually doesn't give us any money, which is weird. You can see that the laundry is now in effect and lots of people are going over there to work. I'm just going to pause it for a moment to go to logistics. You always go to logistics, utilities, and I'm going to connect and then start connecting up all of these door controls there. That one there and that one there. I'm going to have to unpause it because it's it's easier to see the wires, you see. And then a door servo there, then a door servo there, and we'll put the other ones over this side. I think that is about it. I think that's about it. Okay, and then we'll go to electrical cable because these things shout about power all the time, which is really annoying because it means I have to run power cables all over the place just to power the things up. There we go. Okay, there's that all sorted, and we'll see what happens. So, 8,306 generic units of currency. We have 13 guards available because we've got the other 7 patrolling. Actually, that's a thing. We don't have a lot patrolling. Kitchen is very yeah, small, as you can see. It's cramped. It's compact, isn't it? I guess that guy there, Mr. Scruffington, is Scruffy Scruffington. Actually, Scruffy the Janitor Scruffington, as someone pointed out in the comments, is actually the janitor from Futurama. You know, Scruffy loves this company. Yeah, because he has about, like, was it so many shares in Planet Express or whatever. Anyway, what I'm going to do is go to the staff door. We're going to dismantle that staff door, and we'll max the speed out. And once the staff door is gone, we will change it to a door, because then they can get to there. If that becomes a problem, then working there, which they're not really doing the job, are they? They're not doing the job. Why are they not doing the job? The laundry, they should fill that. I'm going to change that to max sec. There we go. Now, will they get on with it? Do you want to get on with it? See, we still have a need for clothing, you see. And the need's going up. And I don't understand why that's not been fulfilled. Also, that camera is... Oh, no, it's not inactive. It's just there. What's that? Grand completion bonus 20 grand. 10 legal narcotics is still there. We must have done the find all stolen tools thing. Grand. I guess someone's just walked through a metal detector and we've caught them. Sweet! That's okay. Right. Let's just change these doors here to normal, because obviously we don't want them locked open. That's an interesting one, isn't it? That is really interesting. Anyway, parole. That guy. He is suppressed, obviously, because we've got a guy with a shotgun walking past him. We just need to check something. Oh, programs. We need to go for the death row appeal. One is in the queue. We don't really need to start any more. We could start more. We've got kitchen health and safety, workshop safety induction, carpentry apprenticeship. We've got all of these, foundation education. Nobody really is bothered with that. Oh, pharmacological treatment for drug addiction. Nobody's in the queue, so we'll shove that in there. And I think that's about right. Guard taser certification is done, so we can stop that. We don't need to keep running that program. And is there anything else we can probably get removed? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much sorted. We've got a parole hearing, which we technically don't need to run because there's nobody in the queue, although it doesn't cost money. It doesn't actually cost money to run a parole hearing. So what I'll do, I'll just start as many as I need to. There we go. It doesn't cost any money. All it does is it ties up our... it ties up a couple of the people that work there, so for example the warden and such. So we might, it's probably best that we don't put all of them in there. We'll put one parole hearing in, we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Obviously death row appeal is there, which is for some reason in that patrol, in that room there. No, that is not right. We don't want it in that room, that parole room. Let me just go to our deployment and then to see, that one there is definitely death row only. That's death row. All of this is death row only. So that parole has to be max sec only. And to be fair, we can change all of these to max sec. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Something like that we should do. So if we reschedule all the programs, hopefully that will fix the problem. There we go. So the parole hearing is in that other one. Death row appeal is in... Yes, there we go. They're now getting taken into here. You can't see it because we haven't got any cameras in there, so let's resolve that issue. If there's one place I want a camera, it is in the death row area, because they can boot off, and when they boot off, it will be a bit ropey. What I'm going to do is go to guard patrols, and we will set a guard patrol at the back there. Now, I also want a guard patrol... Do I want it in execution? Guard patrol in there as well. We really want a guard patrol all along here. The thing is, I really only want it in a particular time, so we could use the deployment scheduler. We could say between, like, say, now and... no. See, when you do the deployment scheduler, you can change it, and you can change, say, between this hours, between these hours and these hours. But you know what? I don't think it's strictly necessary. What we do need to do though is put some more cameras in. I think that's pretty evident. I think we'll put a camera in there, and the Green Mile, we'll put one in there, and we do need to put one in there as well. This is the common room that currently has got no purpose, but we will actually get on with the common room. I haven't done a search. What time is it now? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I think then we can do a bit of the old shakedown and we'll see what we can actually find. So, while I'm getting on with that, I will do a bit of the old common room around here. So, we need to just put in a bit of common room. There we are. And looks like we're finding some drugs in box potatoes. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's whatever. Let's just wait until they've finished all the CCTV, which they are getting there. I haven't put automatic door openers on the execution room, which is something I should have done, so let me get on with that as well. Door servos, and there we are, job done. Another lighter found in the kitchen. This is why I don't really want any prisoners working in the kitchen, because that's where a lot of the contraband will come from, and I have a feeling that because the laundry will be the same. Obviously laundry, there's a bit of a problem with contraband and such, or there could be problems with contraband. Right. We'll just force that door open. Obviously, a lot of these doors are not opening because of the, well, the lack of guards, because they're too busy searching things. Looks like we have found a couple of things, so we'll just go to our intelligence in the last 24 hours. Found a cell phone which was smuggled in through visitation. There's another cell phone smuggled in through visitation, and then we got lighter, medicine, and knives. Knives is this? Knife. Yeah, stabby thing. Brought in. Oh yeah, there was a knife smuggled into the kitchen. Pretty sure that's redundant. That's where all the knives are stored. Yeah, I guess that's why they smuggled it there. They won't. Day 34. They still haven't found me. Just a knife on the wall, going he. I'll be fine. Yeah, you're a knife in a kitchen. No, you obviously don't look out of place. If it was a gun or an axe, then maybe. I don't know anyone that uses either of them to open a tin of beans. Right. Let's just go to utilities and then show wires. And oh my good grief, look at that. Let's just connect up. And a couple of people have said I should go around and tidy the wires. No. No, there's the end of that chat, isn't it? No, we might do it at some point, but yeah, I can't see it being anytime soon. Right, so I have, what have I done there? I've been trying to connect up the wrong thing. I've been trying to connect up the bloody door control system to that. Right, so we do, I guess CCTV monitor would be, we're going to have to connect up other things here. That, there. And that one to, see, I could put all these CCTV cameras here on another circuit in that room there, but I just think it'll be a bit of a waste, and I don't really want to do it, to be honest with you. I don't think it's necessary at all. We'll just put them on the same circuit. See, originally the idea was to put a CCTV camera or something, or a door opener there, but then I realised that it's sort of pointless, sort of redundant. We don't really need it. We don't really need it at all. Anyway, we do have parole up here, and it looks like that prisoner might have been, his sentence might have been commuted. No, where is he? Why is he at that patrol? He's at that parole. He should not be there. There's nothing I can do to fix that, as far as I can tell. That is definitely MaxSec only. That is definitely death row only, yet for some reason he insists on going to this parole. There's the magistrate. There's the lawyer. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I can't really fix that, I'm afraid. There's nothing else I can really do about that. Yeah. Can't do it. Can't do it. Let's have a quick look. Unless there's a deployment problem here. That's death row. That's death row. Yeah. If it was a problem with going round these areas, I mean, if we say, for example, we say shared there, then that should fix the issue by putting them like that. That might fix the issue if there's an issue there, but we will see. Right, so it looks like they have actually got that sorted. He's now not being escorted to his cell. Obviously, Alpha Gamers Alpha is still a bit of a problem there. Now he's watching television. Has he had his sentence commuted? No, he has not. We can still see that he's in death row there. And if we click on him, likelihood of clemency is going down. It's now 19%. So it was, I believe, 30-odd%, 39. So every time he does it, it's going to go down. So there's less and less chance. And there is a cut-off period. If I just go to our bureaucracy tab, we can see here on death row, the liability, reduced execution liability, I believe there is always a 5%, is it 5% chance that it could that it could go wrong? Or rather, you could have it wrong. Whereas if you reduce your execution liability, which costs 10 grand, it increases it. So I'm going to actually research that. I think that might be well, maybe not. Yeah, we're doing exactly what it says on the tin. It's Ron Seal, isn't it? It does exactly what it says on the tin. We are trying to reduce our liability. So we'll see what happens with that. Right, so this is a common room which currently has no purpose. What I might do is move the chairs and sort of desks from there. Chairs and benches, rather. Put them in here. And have that as our Alcoholics Anonymous only. Do I really want that? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's just go to our prisoners here. Intake. And we currently can't receive any more. So we're still trying to receive more death row inmates. Let's just open up our intake for high risk as well. Whoa, we'll say none. There we go. We're just making them available, that's all, you see. So we're going to receive no prisoners. Right. I could move them over, but I don't fancy it. I don't think it'll be that smart to move them over. Instead, I will... Yeah, I think I'm just going to put some more televisions or something like that in here. We could put some pool tables in, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of... I don't like shifting this over, because then that is just one room solely designed for Alcoholics Anonymous. Although, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to dismantle objects. I'm going to dismantle all of these here. So these objects, and then we're going to get rid of the benches because they don't get used, and then we can put, you know, more things in there. And then once that's removed, we can then get an Alcoholics Anonymous area put in here. And obviously we're going to start buying chairs now. That's okay. And then we've got a couple of benches, which we have spare, which I'm going to put in the shower. Do I want to put them in the shower? Yeah, we don't actually have them in the shower. I'm just going to put the one at the back of the shower there, like that. Been a couple of comments about the cell block, actually. Some people saying that we could put phone booths on, say, the side here. We haven't really done anything with this cell block. As you can see, it's just, well, it is what it is. We built it and it's there, it's done. So it's we haven't really changed it in any way, shape or form, and I don't think there's any problem with that. I think it just works, so we'll just leave it as is. There you can go. There's a janitor actually delivering the clothes and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I think I am actually going to go back to deployment with only and make this staff only. I think it works as is. There's no real problem with that. What I do want to check, it's just with the prisoners working in the laundry, it removes the original idea which I had was, you know, I don't want prisoners working in there and blah blah blah. So, you know, we'll see what happens. And it also reduces the chances of stuff being nicked, or stuff getting smuggled in, rather. So that's fine. Let's just go to televisions, and we'll put some televisions on the top row here. There we are. And then in the centre, if we really wanted to, we could put another set of pool tables like there and there. And I think that does us quite nicely. Right. One last thing before we call it there. I need to check my... Oh, what is it? There was something I wanted to check, and I've totally... Oh, that's right, intelligence, and then informants. So, we have a bit of good coverage here. There's a confidential informant, you see. Suspicion is right low, but the cutoff is right low as well, which means that they could be found out. And as you can see, tough, fearless, strong, fearless, tough, strong, fearless, skilled fighter. There's not any legendary prisoners, or there might be one. There's someone there that we don't know what their traits are, but we know what most of the traits are in this place, so that's okay. I've just realised that there's... Oh, that person is over there. Yes, you can hardly see his trait because it's a grey... It's grey writing on a grey gradient. So I can hardly see that there. That's a skilled fighter, but there's someone over there as well. Yeah. So either way, we could activate them, but I don't think it'd be a good choice. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it there. I know this is something I just want to get out the way now, right? There'll be several people, maybe even yourself, sitting there going, oh, I really want him to execute a prisoner. We will be doing that. That was always one of the goals for this alpha series. It wasn't really a goal, but it was something that was inevitable, where they're building execution and all that sort of thing. I'm in no particular hurry to do it, right? I'm not going to just do it. This guy's likelihood of clemency is 19%, right? I'm not just going to go, right, yep, cool, we need to see it straight away. If you want that, there's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty of the videos out there that'll have had that on episode 1, day 1. Yeah, let's execute prisoners and treat it like a production line. It's not what this is about, right? So we may be executing that prisoner if it comes down to that, but I'm going to certainly give him another parole and get that clemency down, make sure that we're not just, flinging a guy under the bus for no reason whatsoever. So it might be next episode, it might be the next one, it might not be at all. If he then, found out that he's not guilty of these crimes, or we reduce it to, say, maybe a lifetime sentence in prison rather than death row, then that's what will happen. Anyway, I've got that out of the way because I know there's one or two, and it is only one or two people that have mentioned it. Oh, please just get it done. No. I've covered that now, haven't I? Right. As always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.